This is how I created an unlimited SMTP with 10/10 reputation and delivers 100% directly into inbox. So let's dive right into it. I'll be using Webmin and I'm going to integrate Virtualmin with it. And if you already have your VPS installed, so you can select Ubuntu Linux 22.04 and you can install Webmin on it. So I have installed Webmin on this server already, and you can see we have Webmin right here, but we haven't installed Virtualmin yet. I'll be showing you how to install the Virtualmin. So if you don't know how to do any of this setup, or you don't know how to code or how to do your installation, you can check the description below. You are going to find my WhatsApp link right there, or my Telegram link. You can simply send me a DM, send me a direct message, and I can be able to help you do everything, or help you create SMTP from scratch that has 100% deliverability and has unlimited sending limits. So without further ado, let us dive right into it. So I'll be going to my PuTTY. So if you don't have PuTTY installed, you can search it on Google, PuTTY. So you just install it normally. So I have installed my own PuTTY already. So let me open my PuTTY right here. So once it is installed successfully, you just need to search for it on your Windows, so you can be able to get access to it. So this is my PuTTY right here. So all I just need to do is to open it. So once you open it, it's going to bring this out, right? Then the next thing you do is to copy your IP address. Once you get your VPS, they are going to give you an IP4 and IP6 IP address. So you copy the IP4 IP address and paste it right here. So let me go and copy mine. This is how you install your Virtualmin. The first thing you do is you're going to make the installer add the Virtualmin respiratory. So once you input the command, you are going to make the installer executable. You input another command, you are going to run the Virtualmin installer, which I'm running right now. You can see installing Virtualmin 7 and all related packages. So it's already loading, and we need to wait for it to complete installation. So after we run the Virtualmin successfully, then the next thing we are going to do is to access our Virtualmin via the webmail. So this is the point it has gotten to yet. You can see it has installed, and it's also configuring AWS stats, Apache bind, Clamag, Dovecourt, etc keeper, firewall, MariaDB, Postfix, Pro FTPD, Proclaim, and so on and so forth. Even Spam Assassin, User Min, Webmin. You can see failed to ban firewall, Virtualmin. So you can see it's already configuring the Virtualmin as well, which is the last configuration that is going to have, right? So let us wait for it to be successful as well. So now you can see installation is complete. So it says if there were any errors above, blah blah blah, Virtualmin should be ready, blah blah. So you can see we have no error right here, and our Virtualmin is already installed successfully. So the next thing you are going to do is to go back to our webmail. And how do we log in our webmail? We are going to use https:// the IP address 10,000. So let us do that right now. Here it is. I've input my server IP and the 1000 behind. So that is how we'll be able to log in our webmail. So if it brings this prompt, just go to advanced, then proceed to unsafe. So as you can see it right now, you can see that we don't only have Webmin right here, we already have our Virtualmin displaying. You know, the other time we only had our Webmin with the dashboard, right? So now we have the Webmin and Virtualmin right now. So we are going to do our go through our configuration right now. So how do we go through our configuration? We click this next right here. We click on this post installation wizard. Next. So right here, it says run email domain lookup server. So we need to check this. Yes, faster mail processing. Next. So this next one, enable virus scanning with clam AV. So that is not necessary. We can just put it on no. So the next one, run MariaDB database server, run post. So next, we just leave this one as default. So the next one, so we can just this is to change our MariaDB password. So you can set it as what it's just bring right here. So we are not actually going to need this. So let's click on next. So yeah, the primary name server. So right here, we need to skip check for resolvability. So you click on this skip, then you click on next, as you can see. So right here, the next thing you put is you can use the default, and if you have your own web address, which is the master administrator's email address. So the master administrator email's address is going to be mail dot. So you are going to use your domain name. So my own domain name, let me go and copy my domain name and just input it right there. So I've copied my address already. So this is the address I'm using. I will just click on next. So this is the address I want to use. So it says email address must be in user@admin. Okay, so let me just go with the defaults for now. Next. So it says all done. So I will click on next again to continue the configuration. So I'm going to click. So I will click on this only store hash passwords, then next. You can see it. So this is the next step right here. So for this one, we are going to keep MariaDB system defaults. Then we click on next. So you wait for it to load successfully, and you keep this one as default as well. Par domain directory under this, which is under Virtualmin SSL. So let's go to next. So we are done already. Then you click on finish. So once you get to this step, you just click on finish and set up the remaining configurations. So the next thing I'm going to do is to come to my webmail right here. You can see. So here is my webmail. So I am going to be changing this system host name. So this system host name is what I'll be changing. So I need to change it so that it can correlate with my my subdomain, right? So but before I do that, I will make sure my subdomain is already set and is already set on my IP. So I'll be adding an A record for my subdomain. So we are going to change the host name. You make sure you go to your domain and you add this as your A record. You add mail as an A record. So I'm going to put it here as our host name, mail.ourdomain.com, and your DNS server right here has to be your IPv4 server address. You understand? It has to be your IPv4 server address. So let me go and copy my IPv4 server address so that I use it as my DNS servers. I've copied my IPv4 server address right here. You can see 1, 2, right? So once you do that, you set your host name, you set your DNS server. You just need to click on save. So once it shows this, you click on apply configuration. So it has configured successfully, right? So let us now go back to Virtualmin. Let us wait for it to load. So here we are back on Virtualmin. Now you can see that our host name and our IPv4 address has changed successfully, right? So everything has changed successfully right here. So now let's go back to our Virtualmin. So the next thing we want to do is we want to create a domain, right, on Virtualmin, but we need to add a new virtual server first. So let's click on add new virtual server. Yeah, so right here we need to input our domain, right, which I need to delete this. Yeah, so this is our original domain right here. So we need to input our password, and make sure you input a password that you're going to remember, or you can generate a password right here, but let me input a password I would remember. So now I've input my password already. So you leave it as no default key. You leave all of this as default as well, and make sure everything is checked right here. The DNS for domain, Apache websites, MariaDB database, mail for domain, spam filtering, webmail login, and so on and so forth. Everything should be checked, as you can see it right there, right? So from there we can just click on create server. So now you can see that our server is already creating. So we need to wait for it to create successfully. So you can see it's already installing SSL certificate as well, setting up initial SSL certificates. So we need to wait for it. Let me pause and come back. So once this is complete, you can see relogin web admin done. Everything is complete. So you need to go back to return to virtual servers details. So it's going to show us the details right here. So you can see everything is installed already. Cool. You can see it's installed on our IPv4 address as well. So the next thing we want to do is to issue our SSL certificate. So let's go to manage virtual server. Then we go to set up SSL certificate right here. So let's click on set up SSL certificate. So you can see we have our page for setting up our SSL certificate right here. So once you get to this page, you come to this SSL providers. So you make sure your domain is actually visible right here. You can see we have the domain in www, in mail dot, in admin dot, and in webmail dot. You can see everything right here. So all what you just need to do is to request certificates, right? So in case the domain name is not listed here, you need to click on that one. Let us request certificates for those ones that's listed above. So we have our SSL certificate installed for all the domains already, right? So as you can see, we just need to return to SSL certificates management. Cool. So you are able to see that our SSL certificate is already installed. So let us now check our address. So let me paste the address right here. So we just try to open our address to check. This is our address right here. So when you look at it, you will notice that our SSL is already installed. You can see connection is saved. So if we put colon 10,000 right here, it's going to take us to our webmail. So that is how crazy it is. You can see we have a protected webmail now. So let us log in to our webmail. So let's go back to copy our password, the password of our webmail that we set initially while you're installing your webmail on your VPS. So let us sign in. Now you can see has signed in successfully, which shows our SSL certificate is working and our URL is also working perfectly, right? So it is time to install or integrate our mail, right? So let us go and install RoundCube. So to do that, we need to go to manage web apps right here, manage web apps. So we select RoundCube. So you can see this is RoundCube right here. You scroll down to install. You can see, then you install now. So you wait for it to install successfully. So let us wait. I'm going to pause the video and come back. So now we have RoundCube installed successfully. You can see we have RoundCube installed successfully. So let us return to web app information. So you can see our RoundCube is installed, and if you want to uninstall it, this is where you uninstall it. So we are not uninstalling it, we are using it for our mail service. So now let us add our mail users. So to do that, we need to come to edit users right here. We come to edit users and add mail user. So you input the mail user you want to add. Let me just say contacts. Yeah, let me use contacts. So you can generate a password or you input a password. So let me do that quickly. So once you're done with that, you just need to click create right here. So you can also make extra settings under that email settings that you saw down there, right? So we have our mail user created already, which is contact@domain.com. We have that created already. So to copy out your client settings, that is your SMTP server name and information, you just need to click on the email client settings right there. So you can just highlight this, copy, right? This is for your SMTP, this is for your POP3, this is for your IMAP, right? This is for your IMAP, and this is your user email, right? So I'll be copying this thing right here, and you copy it and paste it somewhere. You make sure you paste it somewhere. So let me do that. So the next thing we do is to integrate our DKIM and DMARC record. So we need to come to DNS settings right here, DNS DKIM record. So we have our DKIM record right here. So this is what we are going to copy to set up our DKIM in our host name or in our records. We need to add it to our records. So let us do that. So now the next we are going to do is to copy our DKIM, right? You can just copy right there. So let's go to our Cloudflare, where we are connecting the domain and the hosting together. So let me open that. So here we are on our DNS management, where we connect everything together. So let me add the record. I will be selecting TXT right here. So now let me go back to my Virtualmin. So I'm back right here on my Virtualmin. So I need to copy this. I need to highlight this, copy it. Or okay, seems I can't be able to edit right here. So let me use a web notepad. I'll be using this notepad. Let me paste. So once I have this, let me just copy what I have. Control C. Right. So let me go back to here. I will be pasting it right here. You can see I copied it and pasted it here. So I will go back to my notepad. I will be copying the record inside comments directly. Okay, so let me copy it. I will make sure I not copy the quotation mark right there. No, I won't copy the quotation mark. So let me copy the first one, go back to this place, then I paste it in comments. I go back again, copy the next one without the quotation mark. Make sure you don't copy the quotation mark. I paste it. I go to the next one. I copy it without the quotation mark. As you can see, I paste it. I do the same thing for the next one right here. I paste it. So we have 2 lines left. Let me do that. Paste. Then the last line, which is this short one, I do the same thing. I paste as well. So once I have this filled up, I just need to click on the save button. So now you can see our DKIM is set up successfully. So the next thing we are going to set up is our SPF and our DMARC record. So let's do that. Add record. We select TXT as well, TXT, right? So let us input our DMARC record. So underscore, we are going to put underscore DMARC. That will be our name. Then our content is going to be V equals DMARC 1. And you can also use some websites that can help you set up DMARC. You just copy your record directly, but I will be inputting it manually. P-none, then column. So this is going to be our content, our DMARC content, and this is going to be our DMARC name, and it has to be in TXT. TTL has to be in auto. Then we save. So let us add our SPF record as well. So we need to select TXT, right? So we need to input our domain name. So we copy our domain name and input that. So our name is going to be our domain name. Then we are going to input our content as well. So let me input it. V equals SPF 1 AMX IP 4 column. So this column, you have to put your IP address. So let us copy our IP address and put it right there. So you put a space and you put approximates all. So this is going to be our content for our SPF. So once you're done with that, you click on save. So we have our DKIM, DMARC and SPF record done successfully. So you need to wait for a few minutes for everything to propagate automatically. So once everything has propagated successfully, so we need to go to our webmail. Let us log in our webmail. So to log in your webmail, it has to be your host name. You can see this is my own host name right here, mail.domainname/RoundCube. So it's going to be /RoundCube. So let me copy my credentials, my data, log in my data right there, the username and the password as well. So your username is going to be your email username, right? So then after that you log in. So now we've logged in successfully. You can see right here, we've logged in successfully. So now we can test our email. So now let us test our email. So you can just search email tester online. So this is our email. This is the email tester I'll be using. So let me copy the email address, go back to my email provider. Let me compose an email. I'll just be sending a test email right now. So let me paste the two test email message as our subject. This is a test message from email. So let us say this is our test content. So let us just click on send. So once it's message sent successfully, I will go back to my tester, then check your score. So we need to wait for it to load the whole thing. So you can see the results of our tested mail. You can see the score is 10 all over 10. You can see how crazy that is. So that means this one cannot go to spam. The sender cannot go to spam, and you can use it to send unlimited email. You can also warm it up. If you have a warm up sender, you can see the domain and the email that we used to send the message, and you can see that our DKIM, everything is valid. You can see your signature is valid, our SPF is valid, our DMARC record is also valid. You can see our SPF, DKIM, DMARC, everything is checked. So we have 10 over 10 score, which is very, very great, very, very beautiful, right? So that is how it works. So if you want us to help you create a valid SMTP that can blast unlimited emails, make sure you message us. Check the link below. You are going to see our WhatsApp link right there, or our Telegram link. You can send us a message, then we can help you. Or if you have any unique question, we can also answer your questions as well. So thank you guys. Bye.